Hello, everybody. This is Marilen Crump, and I am with Selling on the Spot Marketplace. And today I get to highlight a very cool person who named Sharon Mefford, and I'm going to bring her up because, ta-da, she is doing amazing things. And do you see that? Point at your tower that you got right there. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That tower right there. I actually got one, and so I want to tell everybody about it. But so Sharon, where are you? Where are you from? Where are you sitting right now?
I am actually in my living room in Payette, Idaho, but I usually work out of Ontario, Oregon, in the United States.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're definitely like all in different spots, spreading the word about your woohoo Tower Garden by Juice Plus. So how
Yes.
long have you been a part of Juice Plus?
Since 2004, I joined the company basically just for myself, to get the product for myself. And then when Tower Garden came out, I thought everybody needs a Tower Garden because everybody needs to grow their own fruits and vegetables. They taste so much better. But I kept it a secret for a long time.
Uh-oh, why'd you do that?
I think out of fear.
Oh. And what was the
Fear of
fear?
rejection, fear of people going, oh my gosh, oh. And around here, we have a lot of farm communities, and the fear for them was that it was going to take over their farmland and that type of stuff. Well, we have potatoes and onions and most vegetables that grow in under the ground.
Okay.
Well, our garden grows stuff above ground. So your lettuces for salads, tomatoes, that type of stuff. So stuff that people normally grow in their gardens that's above ground as opposed to below ground.
Yeah, and then sometimes, if you have a certain ingredient, you don't have every ingredient, so it almost makes it like more interesting when you already have a few things to go to the store and get the things that balance it out. So I guess your fears were unfounded, or what they had it as a impression of what it could be doing for their
Yeah.
business totally was unfounded, right?
Well, and yes, I actually found out that I was the fear. It wasn't them. I was the fear because I wasn't sharing and letting them make the decision. I was making the decision for them before I even talked to them. So getting out of my own way and talking about the benefits of growing your own fruits and vegetables was a game changer for me. Getting out of my own way. So
Nice, because now I see here that you have a title that says health coach. And I guess there's other people getting in their own way when it comes to the things that they eat, the things that they do. So, how do you help people in that regard?
actually, I taught physical education for many years in schools and coached. And so knowing how the human body works and that males are different than females when it comes to lifting weights and doing things, but also what we put in our bodies when we are athletes. And so making that balance, because a lot of the belief is, well, I can eat anything I want because I'm exercising. Well, people talk about a cake and you don't have the flour, but it's like, oh, well, let's see how it goes. Or you're doing another recipe and it's just like, well, I don't have some of the ingredients. Let's just see how it works. If you don't have yeast, it's hard to make bread. You can't
Right.
use baking soda or baking powder to get the bread to rise. So
Yeah, you
the
can't,
ingredient you put in
you
your
can't,
body.
exactly, you can't skimp on some stuff.
Right.
You
Exactly.
don't want to be imbalanced, like, ah. So, then now is the consequence of you being aware of all this stuff. Now your family is all like, okay, we're eating more greens now. This is like a part of our lifestyle now. Like, ta-da, we're all in the same on the same page because of your focus.
Yes, and it kind of rubs off on other people. My um, immediate family was not on board. It's just like, oh, you go do your thing, you do your thing. We're not going to. Well, quite a few of them have changed their mind as their health has gone down some, and with being staying at home, and sometimes the stores aren't open for them up in Washington, and getting their fruits and vegetables. So they started believing more, and now that they're taking the product, they go, oh, I understand what you meant about this. So their fear of, well, it's just fruits and vegetables and I can go to the store and buy it. But the concentration of it is the nutrient value of having it, picking it and eating it right from the tower is so, so impressive.
It is. It certainly is. And, sometimes too, you assume the store will have something and they don't have it. And what's left is like the limpy ones.
Yes, yes.
You're like, no, I want the crisp lettuce ones. And especially when you have things like quarantine or, there's long lines for stuff because of social distancing, etc. How convenient is it to just have it right there? And then you're working near it, so you're probably just like clipping things off and like eating it while you're snack time.
Yes. Yes, because with staying at home and being on Zoom meetings or meetings like this, a lot of times you don't have the time to run out to the kitchen and get good healthy food. And so yeah, so sneaking little bites is a good thing.
Nice, very nice. And do you have a favorite thing that you like to grow in your tower garden?
I used to dislike kale. And now that I grow my own kale, I eat so much more kale. And I have a t-shirt that says kale yes, because it's for me. And so every once in a while when people go, oh, I hate kale, I don't like kale, I'll have them pick some off of mine and try it because it does taste so much different. And I used to not eat spinach.
Okay, so I'll have to try the kale in my garden, my new tower garden, and then compare it to the one I get from the store. Oh, that's gonna be fun, like, what are you doing, Marilen? I'm testing it out because Sharon told me it's gonna taste better. So that's
Yes.
cool. I love it. Now with
Yeah.
Juice Plus, like, it's not just tower gardens, right? Like, there's other things with this, or
Yes, there are other products. Yes, yes. There's the fruits and vegetables in the capsule form. And actually, kids can eat for free for up to 4 years as long as a parent is on it, because that's how strongly they believe in the power of fruits and vegetables.
Oh, wait,
And
wait,
so,
wait. So repeat that again. So if I was to be a part of Juice Plus, my kids, what'd you say?
right. So if you purchase the fruits and vegetables,
Uh-huh.
you could do what they call sponsor one child for up to 4 years, and the child would get it for free. They pay
Oh,
the $5 shipping every 4 months to get the product, but the rest of it is paid for by myself and the company because we believe in it so much.
that is amazing. I love that. That's a great mission. And
Yes.
then kids, yeah, we need to make sure that from the onset that they're learning how to eat right so that they don't have to struggle with it in adulthood, right?
Yes. Yes. It's easier to start with good habits than get good habits later on in life. At least that's my perspective.
For sure. Like getting more sleep, doing exercise.
Yes. Well, and yeah, taking time for yourself. The self-care is important. And that's part of the health coaching part too, is you have to take care of yourself so you can take care of other people.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then I know that you and I met because you're also part of Selling on the Spot Marketplace. Ta-da! And you are also a licensee. So
Yes.
this is amazing. Now, when did you discover Selling on the Spot Marketplace?
I was actually challenged to do it by a friend of mine, and she and I both know Brenda Marie Sheldrake, who is also a licensee.
Yes.
And so I was challenged to meet Brenda. And when I met Brenda, and she said, "Well, just try it. Just come on. We walk you through everything. It's a safe environment." I went, okay. So I got on, and it became an addiction. The hype, yeah, they just embrace you. And
Yeah.
so I got on more and more and more, and pretty soon I just decided I need to be part of this community because it is such a loving, growing community, and
Yes.
they give so much.
Absolutely. I experienced the same thing. And one of the fantastic parts about becoming a licensee is that you also stretch who you are in the way that you have to gather all of the people for the events that you have coming up. And so I find myself thinking, I always thought I was good at gathering people, but when it comes to this, because it is so unique and special, um, it's almost like people first get like a little bit, wait, what is this about? You mean I get to sell? Like, and I'm
Yes.
like, yeah. I mean, yeah, you do. You get to talk about what you want to talk about and make a transaction. And people are just like,
Yes. Yes. They're blown away by that. It's,
are.
oh, I don't just get to talk and then say nothing about, you want to try it. You want to get to know me better. You want to connect. Yeah. I love that part of it. The first two times I was on, I actually sold Tower Gardens. It wasn't right after the event, but it was a couple weeks later, just meeting and connecting because until I felt they could trust me, know and like me, they weren't going to buy. So the building that trust is so essential and so rewarding.
It is. And at first I was thinking, well, how do you build trust when you only get to speak for 2 minutes? And then how are you building trust when it's like online? But just like you and I are speaking, there are certain things that we are able to like take in with our senses and really start relating better about. Like you're no longer like a stranger or just a link. You are this living, breathing person. And sometimes, we might hear like your pets in the background and we go, oh, I have pets too. Totally understand. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, these are other human beings. And how fun is that?
Yes, and working from home, it does create some challenges. I mean, I do not have a room that I can lock myself into, and if I did, the dogs would scratch at the door. So I just embrace that part.
Yeah, and that's good. So I tell people like you don't have to have like a professional studio to jump in one of these meetings. As a licensee, I'm facilitating. So you're also getting to meet Sharon right now, who is also, doing the same thing I'm doing, facilitating. When are when do you hold your marketplace?
My my events are going to be on Fridays from 1 to 3 Mountain Standard Time, so it'd be 3 to 5 Eastern Time, and the first one is on the 23rd of April. So
Oh, so have you had your debut yet? Like,
no,
oh, so that will be your first one.
that'll be my
Oh,
launch. Yes, that'll be my first one. So I'm so excited.
announcement. Okay, say it one more time.
April 23rd, 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Wow, that's perfect. So 10 days away from my first one, which is
Yes.
the 13th coming up here. And what's cool is that there are 3 sponsor spots. And for this one, is this your first sponsor spot? Like, or
No,
before?
I've sponsored before.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's exciting because now that you'll be facilitating your own, you're kind of like a consistent sponsor.
Yes. Well, and I help sponsor because I want to.
Yes.
I enjoy it. I don't mind being a vendor, but being a sponsor and having that little extra just seems to boost productivity. I
It
mean,
does.
yeah.
And then we get to do fun things like this, like interviews.
Yes. Yes.
Even better. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just in love with it, and I wouldn't have discovered your Tower Garden if it weren't for you promoting it.
Yes.
And I think I was one of those people that was thinking like, okay, well, I don't know how convinced I'll be after 2 minutes of somebody telling their thing, So I'll be like, let's see who sells me on what. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You do sit back. You do sit back and kind of go, well, sell me. Yes.
who's going to be selling me on stuff? And it was really funny because you're watching everybody's body language and you get to see everybody on camera and you just see how like, oh, everybody's enthusiastic, and you see some like recommendations happening in the chat too, saying, oh yeah, I bought one, it was awesome, like people just leaving like remarks like that. And for me, I'm one of those Amazon shoppers that will look at every single review, right? And it's
Okay.
almost like you get live reviews happening because if there's people attending that has done business with that person presenting, they're going to be like, yes, that's, I know this person. And the fact that people recognize each other in the call, like the first time I was there and people are like, to each other, I'm like, hey,
Yes.
and I was like, Oh, people know each other.
Yeah. Well, and you feel the energy coming through.
Yes, you do.
With their excitement, their when they visit, when they talk back and forth, and you're like, I want to be part of that because connecting with people is so important to me. So when we had to stay home and I couldn't connect with people, I started going a little crazy.
Yeah, I would say that was a
Yeah.
lot of people going, "Oh, I got cabin fever." And I what I like is that if other people know you, and I have less fears of doing business with you, because I know that if I had any more questions, the people who were like, "Oh, I know her," that responded and say, "I bought one before." I know I can go and verify and ask.
Yes.
I don't know half the time if something that I'm reading is a review on Amazon, is that real? But I can tell here in the marketplace, things
Yes.
are real. And the way you say things, the way you promote it, the fact that you have one sitting behind you, I mean, it makes it so much more tangible. And I don't really know any other way that would feel like that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. And when I could do live person events and stuff, I would shorten the tower garden and actually put it in my pickup and take it to the event so that people could actually see it. And parents would, kind of tap their kids saying, don't touch, don't touch. And I'm saying, it's touch,
Touch it, eat it.
and pull a piece off, if you want to let them try it. And so, I mean, it was really good that way.
That
But
is awesome.
you can't reach through and touch this one. I can do it, but
Right.
you can't. So
So then it makes you want to get one.
yes.
Because I was like, wait,
Well, and
I want to do that too.
yes. Well, and if you you have children, so if you involve your children in the process, it's also an educational experience.
Yeah,
Because they actually,
I know my daughter's already excited. She wants to start seeing things like bloom out of it. So
yeah.
yeah, because we had a tomato garden, and I think we planted the wrong kind of tomatoes in this like very shallow
Oh,
box on the deck, and it was just like grew gigantically. It was like hanging like, So lesson learned. But I'm thinking like, ooh, now we can grow things inside. And you know what's fun, Sharon? When there's a lot of pollen outside, I don't want to go out there and pick some vegetables because I'm
yeah.
going to be like, achoo, achoo. But now it's like if it's inside, I don't have to worry about it like having a ton of pollen on it, or, other things that blow around, or gnats, as we call it.
Yes. Well, and that's part of my thing with outdoor gardens was the first outdoor garden I had. I watered and nurtured it and that type of stuff. And the slugs, the bugs, and the squirrels got it before I could harvest. I mean, so I just went, I'm done.
Done. Tower garden it is.
Yes.
So
So,
now, if they go to the site that you have here,
yes.
um, is it pretty easy? I know it is pretty easy, but I want you to explain it.
It's when you go to the site, the tower gardens will come up and it'll say, do you want to purchase? And so you just hit purchase and then it lets you compare everything. So, and that stops a lot of people. But since Juice Plus does the website, I am unable to change that. So just
Oh,
educate people on how to navigate through it and just press that purchase one. It doesn't mean that you're going to purchase it any more than when people say yes to me to selling on the spot. To me, a yes is I want to know more about it. It's not
right.
necessarily that they're going to buy it right then and there. You
But
know,
they could if
they
they
could.
wanted
And I
to.
did have one person do that. And that was kind of one of my stories is
Oh,
that,
tell us a story.
okay, so she purchased it and then she called me up and said, I have no place to put it and hung up. So she called me back a little bit later and just said, I found a place. I just sold my wood stove and it's going right there. So yeah. So she's creative, but she calls. And so I think the reason she hung up on me is because her mind started working. I have no place to put it. And her mind started working. It's like, oh, there. And so hangs up, takes pictures of it, sells it on the marketplace, wherever she is. I think she's in the Seattle area.
Okay.
And it's gone. So then she sends me a picture of the empty space and she goes, when's it going to get here? And so as soon as it came, she had it put up.
She was excited. She was
She
like,
was very excited.
I got to get one of these. I got to get
Yes,
it
but
in
she
my
was also
house.
told that she doesn't have a green thumb.
Right. Oh, you know what? A lot of people probably grow up thinking, I can't grow anything. I don't have
Right?
that experience, but you don't need that.
No, no. You put it, you plant it, you do the water, and it blooms. The lights hopefully do not come on, but the lights have a timer. The water has a timer, so this
Oh,
all goes through the timer part of it, and it's very simple. It's unique. I love it.
yeah.
And she watched the sprouts go, and it's like, when can I plant? When I, you know. So
See, and
she may have put them in a little bit early, but she goes, I just can't wait, and it didn't matter.
no, no.
So
That's great when you can't mess it up too bad.
yeah,
Either
it
way,
did.
you'll have good stuff to eat. But I think you said that you were even growing things that weren't necessarily like a vegetable one. Like you were
Right,
just growing some plants on it too.
right. Well, I did that, and the spider plant was one of my experiments. I had forgotten the spider plant's flower.
Oh, what? I didn't even remember that either.
Yes,
Okay.
they flower. So my dogs, my puppies, hit off the plants, and so these were planted the same time. These are in
Okay.
dirt, and I used the tower garden water and the lights for them. But this is how big this one got, and I finally had to take it out of the tower because the stem of it is so big.
Oh,
So it
wow.
so it grows fast. And somebody said, "Why would you plant a spider plant?" And so I looked it up, and they're edible. I have no clue how to cook them. I
Oh,
have not found a recipe for cooking them, but so because I was concerned because the dogs were eating them,
oh, okay.
so they're
Okay.
not harmful to pets, and they are edible. And I thought, okay, I've started some edible flowers, and
Yeah. Ooh, that's a win-win.
yes,
Very cool. Very cool. Well, if is there anything you want to tell the viewers right now about all the things that you got going on?
actually, I would love to see them at your selling on the spot marketplace because I
Hey,
can go over some stuff,
hey.
mostly about Tower Garden, but I want to do the connection. So get on.
That's right. So here's the
Yeah.
date. And even if you're watching this after this date, I want you to be able to connect to Sharon. All right. And I know you're on Facebook as well. So, and very active on there. Very good at returning messages. I love that. And for those who are interested in coming to the ones that I have happening, especially with Sharon being one of the presenters sponsoring it. Check out this link, pretty quick and easy. It'll walk you through there. So, just so if you want to learn how to spell my name, it's Marilen Crump down right here. And yeah, I think it's just a beautiful community. I'm super excited to be hosting my very first. And, I've really learned from trainer Jane, the creator of Selling on the Spot Marketplace, just a beautiful team. And it's fantastic that we get to see each other on a weekly basis where we're sharing that. So I tell anybody, hey, if you're interested in also being a licensee, joining Sharon and I, it's a fun time, and you'll be in great company and just with marvelous people I keep meeting in this network. So it's almost this kind of like, and not to say it's a best kept secret, but it's almost just kind of like, when you vibe, right? And if you find yourself being interested in something like this, then I think you're landing in a really nice spot because I like what it's about. So,
Yes.
yay. So what are you gearing up for the rest of the month and the year, Sharon, other than your upcoming event yourself? But is there anything other than that that's pretty exciting that's happening?
Well, actually, since we're in the States, we're in a place where it's kind of starting to open up. So we're going to be able to go back to small live events. But I am still so excited for the online events because had I not been challenged to go, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Jane. And if the pandemic hadn't happened, I wouldn't have gone to Zoom. Excuse me.
Yeah, Zoom.
So yeah. So I got out of my comfort zone. I'm still continuing to get out of my own way, because a year ago, I would not have even done this. I would not have. If you had
Wow.
met me a year ago, I was a totally different person. And so I actually am in the Forbes Riley Trainer Jane selling on the spot media training. And it is just opening up more doors. And if anybody here listening wants to up their game, wants to learn more, wants to become better, I would highly recommend taking the selling on the spot marketplace or media training class. So, and if you haven't taken it, you should take it.
Definitely. Well,
You want to take it because it helps you.
absolutely. Oh yeah, I have been in many different events and rooms with Forbes Riley, and she is like, she has powers, man. Like
Yes, yeah,
you
yes.
can like zone in on something that you're like, what? I didn't even notice that. Or like, be able to like pinpoint the right person at the right time to like give them like a breakthrough. So I definitely highly recommend just anything that they're doing, especially in the combination of the selling on the spot. Then you're kind of like honing in your skill sets, getting more confident, realizing any kind of things that are holding you back, and you can obliterate that right away, and then be your best self when you show up on all of these wonderful events. And you're absolutely right. I agree with you, Sharon, that this online stuff has made it so convenient for me. I have 5 kids, and I don't have to spend so much time away from them, really connecting with all of these people that I, normally would have had to fly to like a conference, to go to. And that was money, right? And you got to buy gifts for them when you come back. So even more money. But now you're like, oh, I'm going to a conference online. So, so it's pretty cool. So yay. So I look forward to more things in the future. And remember, you can contact Sharon Mefford on Facebook. Get to know all about Tower Garden by Juice Plus by coming to the events as well, either the ones that she's attending for me, but then also go to this website. Very easy. I love it. I have my own, and I'm just thrilled to be able to, connect with so many wonderful people, especially Sharon. So Sharon, I love it. Oh, and one last thing.
Okay.
Sharon is a
Yes.
part of our phenomenal female business network.
Yes.
So some of you are connecting with us that way. It's just fantastic. So welcome to our network there, and then welcome to Selling on the Spot Marketplace.
Thanks. And I'm looking forward to pictures of your tower.
Oh yes, it's coming. It's coming. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much, Sharon. We look forward to everything that you're going to be doing this year. And for anybody who has any questions about selling on the spot, please go ahead and contact me. Remember, you can always visit this link for more information as well. So until next time, I look forward to hearing about how you're growing healthier and also more entrepreneurial. So bye, everybody.